Hey everybody, I've not slept in the last 34 hours. I got a call late last night, actually a Facebook message, that one of my teenage loved ones was abducted, kidnapped. It's the only conclusion we could come to. The circumstances, if I went into details of the circumstances, it was mind-boggling how, with the whole family there, this young teenager who we love could disappear into thin air. I showed up at 1 in the morning, hopped in the car, drove to San Jose, met all the relatives. They came up as far as from Los Angeles, all over for the abduction, to search for our loved one who had mysteriously vanished. The police, from my perspective, were not helping. They couldn't do anything for 24 hours. We were devastated. The mother is melting, saying, what can I do to help? So I went over and I called 911. 911 had already been called, but I said, this isn't what you think it is. This loved one of ours, this young person, is not who you think. This is not a runaway. This isn't someone who is fighting. This is a good kid. This is a great kid with no history of problems. By tomorrow morning, there's going to be news vans out here in your town. San Jose is going to be internationally known for this abduction. And what I'm saying to you over this 911 recorded call is going to be your burden. You're going to pay for what you didn't do. So they sent somebody out. The officer didn't understand. I tried to mentally beat it through his head that this was a different case. And he kept saying things like, teenager, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably went off on their own. No, you don't understand. You know why I couldn't get it through this cop's head? Because he was right. And I was wrong. All of us smart people, my wife, myself, all of the family that came from all around, we were so sure we knew. We were wrong. The cops, all of them, who didn't even know our loved one, knew the actions of our loved one better than we did, because they have experience. How could I have been so sure of myself, so ready to teach these police officers, when I was completely wrong and they were completely right? And our loved one is back home safe. An amazing situation. Left of their own free will. Walked away. I guess as a teenage protest? I don't know. But many of us suffered. I looked for her body in the bushes at 1:30, 2 in the morning, shining flashlights, waking up transients under bridges. Met a new friend, a friend of the family. We searched together. Turns out he's a Muslim. We were walking in the night doing Surah Fatiha together. So, you think you know somebody. Look, I love our loved one just as much as I always have, and nothing's changed. But it's a reminder for me to not consider myself an expert, because I did all the mental math. I'm a smart guy. My wife over the phone, what else can it be? It was very simple. They get them all the time, and we took up and wasted all their time. If we would have just trusted them, but I pushed, because it's the only thing I knew how to do. I'm a pushy guy. I pushed and I begged and I cried and I pleaded. I begged the cops to go search with us, and they agreed. By the time our loved one was showing up, the news crews, the vans were rolling up their giant antennas. The Missing Child Alert and the Polycloss Foundation, all these alerts have been put out. There's APBs everywhere, up and down the state. All wrong. I called my buddy. He says, yeah, I got a friend of ours, their daughter did that. And then the bellman says, we had this great little girl, niece of mine. She's 17 years old, straight A student, never any problems. Total abduction. Turns out she went willingly. It's a protest, I guess. I'm ruined, man. I'm gonna have the kids all sleep in with us for a few nights, I think, because the things that went through my head when you ever search for a body, in your head, been looking, hoping you'd find and hoping you wouldn't find. I'm so glad it turned out to be what it was, but I'm a mess. I got to get some sleep, and I can't go to sleep because I'm wired anyway. I was sure I knew. I was almost 100%. The cop knew I was full of it. Anyway, thank you. Thank you to the San Jose Police Department for shining the way they did and bringing our loved one back safe and sound, just as they probably thought, just as they did think, and just as I was sure they were so foolish. Another lesson learned in my life.